Tonight, I hope right now that I caught you at a time where you're really ready to take your business to the next level, because this training is really going to be powerful. We're going to be talking about becoming a sponsor monster and really what that looks like. So I'm going to go through real quickly just a couple announcements, and then we're going to get into the training. So I want to jump into it right away, and we'll talk a little bit more about the training in a little bit. You guys all know the August starter sets are out right now. Everybody's going bananas over them. Once again, these are powerful starter sets that everybody is really excited about because it really sets people up for massive success. A lot of people are upgrading right now. A lot of people are getting started and saying, man, you know what? I need to get another premium set. Or maybe a lot of people are just saying, hey, look, you know what? Before my 30 days is up, I'm going to get myself another one. So you want to monitor people's 30 days. So if they're getting close to their deadline, a lot of people they need the products for their for their pop-ups or wow parties or glow ups, whatever they want to call them, getting people together and demonstrating the products. You want to make sure right now that you get everybody dialed in on their starter sets. Canadians, everybody's excited in Canada. These starter sets are flying like crazy. We got more people right now getting the premium sets than ever before because people are noticing that the people that get started with the premium sets are having the most success because they got their hands on the products. They got the ability to be able to promote the products, and they're the ones having the most success. So right now, real quickly, obviously everybody knows about Philippines is happening. You can go to ph.remon.com for all the details, all the up-to-date details of what's happening with the Philippines. Not going to get into it right now. That excitement in that marketplace is something like I've never seen before. By far, I think this is going to be the most successful launch of all time. If you know people, there's 12 million people that are Filipino that live outside of the Philippines. So if you know people that are Filipino, time to talk to them. People ask me, say, Tim, I don't know any Filipinos. I say, go recruit some nurses. Okay, get a couple nurses in. They're going to know some Filipinos. Okay, so just go recruit some nurses if you don't know Filipinos. They will find some Filipinos. Okay, because you're going to find out that there's a lot of people in the Filipino community that are nurses because they have such a nurturing, helpful, just a good heart. They're just some of the best hearted people in the world. So you're going to find out in America or in other countries, a lot of times you're going to find out that Filipinos are nurses. And the reason being is because of their hearts. They're just great, great people. Really, really, just the heart of the Filipino people is just absolutely next level. So make sure you get some people that can speak. You know that in America, most of them speak English. Obviously, in the Philippines, everybody knows the first convention's happening in Macau. This has got everybody going bananas. Macau, obviously October 30th through November 2nd. This is going to be big. Everybody from all of Asia is going to be there, from Korea, from Taiwan, from Hong Kong, from mainland China, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, everybody, and then some, right? Australians are going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. Don't miss out on that event if you've got people in that marketplace, okay? Everybody right now is running for director. Everybody right now is like, man, I want to be a director by August 31st to be able to qualify for this year's Remon retreat. It's going to be next level. We're going to be going to JHU. It's going to be unbelievable. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. There's different tiers available. If you're an existing director, you're running hard to hit that next tier. Everybody is watching their production right now that are directors are trying to hit to the next tier. A lot of people are running for the next tier. And obviously, everybody's running to become a director by August 31st. So this month's going to be unbelievable. There's going to be so much production going on. We got the Vegas event. Everybody knows roadmap. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's going to be there. This is really, I think, is going to be the most exciting event that we've ever had in Remont history, for the simple fact that we've been able to get a chance to really promote it, right? I mean, last event sold out. The room was limited. We had a very small venue, and we weren't expecting to sell that venue out in a week. So 6 months ahead of time, that event was already sold out. This one, we're getting a chance to be able to promote and get our new people there. Everybody knows, get new people started, get them to roadmap. That's what's going to get, leaders really created. And it's usually the people that get started, in the month of the event, meaning a month before the event. So right now, like all the people that are getting started that come to the event, the new people, they're going to just blow up coming out of the event because they're going to have a really great exposure. And then they're going to make a commitment at that event to run hard, to become a team leader, to become a director by the next event. And we're going to be having so much momentum coming out of, obviously, roadmap. Obviously, you guys all know the QR codes. Get your single ticket, 10 ticket bundle, whatever it might be. Get yourself registered if you're not registered now. Obviously, here's the agenda. Thursday, they're going to be opening up the VIP check-in for team leaders and above, because a lot of team leaders are coming in early on Thursday, so they can be ready at 10 a.m. So they can be ready at Friday for the 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. leadership day. That's going to be unbelievable. 2 to 8 p.m. check-in is going to be open as well to everybody. But more importantly, 2 to 6 is that team leader and event day. That's going to the leadership training is going to be next level. And then we have that team leader party from 7:30 to 10 p.m. We're going to have so much fun on Friday. Saturday, we're going to open up the doors. Everybody's going to be ready to rock and roll. General session starts at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Sharp. I think it says 9 p.m. on there. Oh no, that's general session is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. But anyways, okay, regardless, everybody's going to be there early. We're going to have so much fun. Sunday's going to be next level. I can't wait. This is going to be the best, most exciting event we've ever had. And I can tell you right now, I can't tell you right now, but I can hint to you when you see where this next I guess it's a getaway. I don't know what we call them at Remon, but the one we were just in Cabo. Anyways, whatever that thing is, man, that the vacation or whatever, that thing is going to be next level. They're going to make that announcement that weekend. Everybody's going to go bananas. If you're going to be getting translation, or you've got teams that are that need translation, make sure they bring a charging bank for their phone and headphones so they can listen in. Obviously to the event, right? We want to make sure no matter what, they bring a charging bank for their phones and bring headphones so they can listen in, obviously, to the translation, Spanish, Chinese, Korean, whatever it might be, okay? Gonna have a lot of fun there. Once again, the leadership day, you got to be a team leader by August 31st to qualify for this, but this is the first time we've ever done this. It's going to be a next level training. I was talking to Danny Bay literally right before this call about this event. This event is going to give everybody the solid information. Everybody wants to get that next level training. This Leadership Academy is really going to set everybody up for massive success. Don't want to miss this. And obviously, you're going to learn everything that you need to know to take your business to the next level and beyond. Obviously, it's going to be September 5th, 2 to 6. Then it's 7 o'clock registration. 7:30 is going to be the team leader and above gala. So make sure if you're not a team leader, you get to team leader by August 31st. Everybody's running for team leader. Everybody wants to be on this. This is going to be an incredible month of production. I want to talk about why, all right? Obviously, the gala, everybody's excited about the leadership event. Everybody's running for team leader. This thing's going to be fun. You can wear whatever you want, right? Obviously, but most people are going to be wearing some type of a green, whether it be a light green, dark green, whatever, to kind of show the Remon colors. It's going to be surf and turf. Watch out now. I found out about that surf and turf. And some of my guys in Mexico was like, what the heck does that mean, man? We're going to be surfing there? And I'm like, no, it just means they're going to have food from land and sea. Most of you guys know what that means, but I just had a crack up because I was talking to one of my guys about the director in Mexico. He's like, what does that mean? So anyways, that's going to be fun. This is going to be next level. I can't wait for that. Get your room booked if you haven't yet. Obviously, room blocks available. Everybody knows that. Everybody's getting the room obviously block done. Real quickly about promote. I want to talk about products. We know the new collagen, obviously the new look, the new feels here. We got the sunscreen. They've got some new action. Man, I'm so glad I got my hands on this because there's some new stuff in there. Okay. And everybody knows that there's 0% chance I can say any of these words. Okay. So glycosylgelatin, I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm not even going to attempt. All I can tell you is these new ingredients. We're going to find out about them from Angie. Okay. So make sure you're on this call with Angie. This one's going to be a big one to promote. Okay. If you don't really promote the product training to your team, you want to promote this one big time because there's going to be an announcement on there. That's all I can say. From what I understand, I don't know a confirmation, but I think there's going to be an announcement, a promotion on this one. So you want to make sure you get everybody on there so they can hear promotion. If there's not a promotion, don't kill me. I just heard that that's what they wanted to do on this one. So I'm just telling you right now, get everybody on this one, okay? Promotion. This is the biggest promotion that we've ever ran in Remon history. This 3X promotion. And I want to make sure everybody understands how to take advantage of this, okay? All the information is there. Go to the drive. You can find all the information in the drive. But I want to show you how this works. If you're Unilevel qualified and you help 3 people get Unilevel, sponsor 3 people in the month of August. So if you're taking notes, you want to write this down. They must have an August start date. Okay. You get 3 people started in the month of August. Bam, help them get Unilevel qualified. Bam, you're in $300 bonus. No brainer. Okay. Now, if you help those same 3 people get Unilevel qualified, you get Unilevel qualified. And at the same time, they hit manager, you're going to earn $1,000 bonus. Now, listen to this. If you get 3 people started, right, and they get Unilevel qualified and they hit senior manager and you're Unilevel qualified, you're going to get $2,500. This is over the top. I just want to let you know this promotion is on another planet. This is out of control because the senior managers don't have to get 6,000 personal themselves. Do you understand that, right? Before we ran a promotion like this, but everything had to have unique volume. Okay. And I know some of you that are brand new are like, what is he talking about? All I'm talking about is this promotion is hot. Okay. Because the senior managers, they don't need unique volume. They just need to make sure they're unilevel qualified, and then bam, they can, if you help 3 people, bam, get started, unilevel qualified, and you help them get tier 2, they're going to get $1,000 bonus, but that'll count for one of your senior managers. So just understand that this moment in time with this promotion, these bonuses are stacked on top of each other. They've never ran anything like this before. And I know some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. All I want you to realize is you get unilevel qualified, get 3 people unilevel qualified, help 3 hit manager, help 3 hit senior manager, whatever you want to do, 2,500, 1,000, 300, whatever. It's all yours. Okay. Get one of those. And there was a rumor that this was going to be unlimited. I just got confirmation. You're only allowed one of these bonuses. Okay. Because this thing, if you do run the numbers on this thing, obviously the payout is way too hot. When they told me somebody had told me it was unlimited, and I said, what? I go, this is impossible. You can't have this thing be unlimited, man. I go, you got to make sure you confirm that, because there's no way. This thing is too hot. I mean, this is an insane amount of payout. Like when you run the numbers on this, it's like this bonus is running very hot. Okay, so make sure you're allowed to get one of them. Get one of them. Get whatever one you want. I'd encourage you to get 2,500, because it's better to get 2,500 than 300. That's always my thought process, right? I'm gonna get the 2,500 one just because I like 2,500 better than 1,000. But if you want to get the 1,000 because you like 1,000 better than 2,500, who am I to tell you, right? Who am I to judge? Okay, but I'm getting that 2,500, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. Okay, let's go through this. You guys all know promoters versus announcers. We talk about all the time. If you're brand new, promoters, they're the ones that drive production. They drive things. They create excitement. They create urgency. They just create a buzz, right? They'll send calls, personalized voice messages, send text messages personally to people, creating mass amount of excitement around events. They get planners on the edge of their chair taking notes. They create momentum, right? Announcers send out mass blasts, right? They hope somebody else promotes it. They hope people attend. They'll maybe make a post and pray about it. And they'll tell planners, y'all just watch the recording, and then wait for momentum. They don't know how to create sizzle, right? They don't know how to create sizzle. Promoters know how to create sizzle. So you want to learn how to be a promoter. People ask me all the time, why is there so many Zooms that are going on? The reason being is because we need multiple exposures, right? We all know that this business is a game of multiple exposures. You might pique somebody's interest by making a phone call, sending a DM to somebody, telling them, hey, you got your hands on something really big right now that you want to show them. Found a way to make some serious money. They're going to want to take a look at it. And that might be first base, right? Then you might get them on an opportunity call, or you might do a 3-way call with them, or you might get them on you might get them to a pop-up, right? Or then third base might be getting them to a pop-up, right? Or third base might getting them to an opportunity call, might be getting them on an orientation, right? Whatever it is, this business is all about multiple exposures, okay? It's not about trying to hit a home run. It's about getting runners on base and advancing the runners. That's how you get people, obviously. That's how you become a sponsor monster, which we're going to be training on tonight, okay? Quickly about events. The Chinese, the Mandarin events that we're going to be doing on Saturday, okay? We're going to be doing the team leader and above call. Understand that's in English and Chinese, right? Because Chris and I don't speak Mandarin. So it's going to be in English, and then they're going to translate it, okay? So a lot of times people are jumping on those. Feel free to. It's not a big deal. You can jump on those. It's going to be, team leader and above, right? It's the next level. And if you're going to be a team leader this month, feel free to jump on that one too, because it's going to be hot. Now, the call at night, that obviously is the opportunity call. Betsy's going to be doing that one for us. You guys all know Betsy, senior director, running for national director, on fire right now. She's going to be doing that call Saturday night for anybody that speaks Mandarin. This is team leader and above call. This is only for team leaders. You can't be on there unless you're a team leader. Danny Bay is going to be does this every Monday. Monday night, we got Jermaine Johnson rocking. The guy's on fire right now. Everybody that gets in front of Jermaine gets in the business. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. Then we got, obviously, the opportunity presentation at night in Spanish, same time, 6 p.m. They're on 2 different Zoom bridges. Chris and myself, obviously, are committed to doing that VIP event at the house of Riemann Monday night. This one's going to be live. It's going to be nice. If you got people in Southern California, get them out there. If you don't have people in Southern California, get some people in Southern California out there, right? Tuesday, this one's going to be big, man. Jermaine Johnson, Sharon Lee, she's rad. She's building big in Singapore. She's from Canada. Just a powerhouse, though. Really, really great leader. You're going to really get a chance to hear her testimonial. And then we got Tracy Zimmer going to be breaking it down. Mike Alon, good friend of mine. I met him when he was in college, helped him become wealthy in this industry. Just a great leader. And then Karen Kang, everybody loves Karen. But Jermaine's going to be opening that call on fire. So you don't want to miss out. Don't be late for that one. Jermaine's going to be on fire on that call, lighting it on fire. Then Wednesday, Christy Bellicet might have done one of the greatest presentations of all time. Everybody keeps talking about it. Last Wednesday, I talked to her earlier today. She said she's going to top it this Wednesday. She said she's stopping it. So get ready for that one. Get everybody on that call. Then obviously Wednesday, we got the Spanish orientation. Then Thursday, we've got the opportunity presentation with Brianna and Karen. That's going to be a mega. Brianna's just going to be getting back from the Philippines, man. She's on another planet. And I've seen Brianna on fire. Never seen her on fire like this. That's going to be Thursday. Then Friday, special training. Chris Kim, everybody's been asking him to do it. Everybody's like, Chris, when are you going to do Y Remon? Why are you going to do Y Remon? So everybody's been begging for this training. He's going to be giving it to you next Friday. So with that being said, with all that being said, now it's time to get into the 5 secrets of becoming a sponsor monster, and I hope you're ready. I'm going to be dropping some nuggets tonight, man. And I know some of you right now, you know, you get on a Zoom. Sometimes you're like, I don't know, someone told me to get on Zoom, so I'm going to get on Zoom. It's not about getting on a Zoom. It's about getting from a Zoom. It's about getting from a Zoom. It's just all you need is 1 or 2 good ideas, right? If you get 1 or 2 guys, it's kind of like, I think about having a breakthrough is kind of like opening up a lock, right? When you're opening up a lock, you might have 1 digit, you might have 2 digits, you might even have 3 of the 4 digits already dialed in, but the lock's not opening for you. And all you need is 1 more good idea, right? 1 more number to that lock, and then bam, that lock comes open. And I'm pretty confident. I'm very confident. You know what? I'm extremely confident that this training tonight is going to get you going. Okay. It's good. And you might be brand new. You might have just gotten started earlier today, and someone said, just jump on this training. This dude, Tim's crazy. And you're like, man, what is this? What is going on here right now? What is up with this dude? But tonight, I'm going to give you the 5 secrets of becoming a sponsor monster. And the ideas that I'm going to share tonight, if you apply them, you can change your life. But you've got to look at yourself a little bit differently. Okay. You got to realize that you can become a sponsor monster. Okay. Anything, any skill in this business, whether it's becoming a monster, getting customers, whether it's becoming a sponsor monster, right? You know, whether it's, you know, if you're is some of these people that are, you know, these customer machines, right? You see these people that are just, they just get customers like never before, right? The retail bonus, they run through the fun house. There's people, I was looking today at how many people have already unlocked the 10%. It's overwhelming. Like there's so many people in the organization have already unlocked their 10% retail bonus, right? That means they've already gotten 4,000 in SP personally. And you hear about that, and some of you are like, man, I struggle every month to get my 1,000. How the heck is everybody getting 4,000 and it's only like the, you know, the 7th, 8th of the month? Because they developed that skill, right? Nobody's a natural. Nobody's a natural. Okay? Nobody's a natural. You learn this business. Nobody's like born. And I know somebody's like, well, I've been in sales my whole life. This is a little bit different because all network marketing is a transference of belief, right? It's a transference of emotion. And when you love a product and you transfer that belief, you get customers. When you love an opportunity and you share that opportunity, you transfer that belief in other people, that's how you get new business partners. That's how you sponsor new planners. And when you love working and sharing the business, you just love it. And some people say, there's a saying that says, you know, you don't have to love the work. You just got to crave the results so bad that the work is irrelevant. I get that. I believe that too. But to really make the like mega bucks, to be able to become a sponsor monster, I really think you've got to love sharing. You've got to love it. You know, you can become like a baby sponsor monster, but to really be like a next level sponsor monster, you've got to really love it. You've got to really love it. You got to really love sharing. And when you love it, what happens is when people talk to you, they feel that conviction. They feel that excitement. And that excitement is contagious. And then they want to become sponsor monsters. People always ask me, it's like, why do the sponsor monsters all the top directors? Like, I'll give you some statistics, right? The numbers are out of the world, but the top 10 directors last month on average sponsored 72 people. That's out of control. Okay. And the reason why I tell you that is not to make you go, wow, I'd never be able to sponsor 72. I don't think that anybody got started thinking that they could sponsor 72 people, right? Nobody did. But they got their first one, they got their second one, and then the ball starts rolling, and then they become unstoppable. They just can't stop talking about Raymond. That's how these sponsor monsters get created. Nobody's like, they're born a baby, right? Then they turn into sponsor monsters. Okay. So tonight I'm going to be talking about becoming a sponsor monster, what that looks like. And some of you that are brand new that are like, Tim, you're talking about this wild stuff. You just got to get your base done first, right? Let's go into this. I'm going to jump into this training, and then I'll kind of, it's going to be a shorter train today, but I want you to realize that monsters are real. Okay. These are some real life examples of people in the organization. And these numbers, the number one person right there that was at 229, She's already sponsored 4 more people since Wednesday when I made this. Okay, she's absolutely out of this world. Okay, this lady's out of this world. She's been in the business, I probably think like maybe 4 months, 5 months, maybe 3 months. I don't know. Last month was her first month at team leader, and she was like, it was out of this world what she was able to do. Like, and she just literally is so freaking fired up about Remon. She just can't stop talking about it. And I tell you that, right? You know, just to realize that I remember when she was getting started and she was just sponsoring a handful of people. And I was like, man, I hope she really gets some good traction. And I'm telling you what, once you start it's like a snowball effect. Once you start and understand something, these numbers I'm showing you are over the top. Okay, this is a very select few. I'm not telling you that in order to be successful, you've got to sponsor 100 people plus. That's not even a sponsor monster. That's a sponsor machine. Okay, but I'm showing you that there's people out there that are doing incredible things. Now, realizing all these people are top producers. Every single one of these people that are right here, they're all top producers. But the reason why I want to show you this is because when you start sponsoring a lot of people, your team will get better. And the reason why they get better is because you're enrolling new people and they have to step up. Okay, they have to step up because you're running with the ball, right? People that sponsor just a handful of people is like, I want to help these people, so I'm not going to sponsor nobody else. I'm just going to help them. You're not really helping them. You're not really helping them. You're actually hurting them because you're doing the work for them, right? People need to learn how to do this business, right? It's kind of like playing tag. You know what I mean? If you're playing tag and you're like, look, and you tag somebody and they're it, and it's like, all right, your turn to play tag. And you're like, no, I'm just going to play tag for you. You just sit back. I'll keep doing it. I'm really good at tag. They're never going to get good at playing tag if you're playing tag for them. But sponsor monsters, their teams automatically step up because they see what they're doing because the leaders are leading by example. Now, these are over the top numbers, okay? These are over the top numbers. There's very few people that sponsor this amount of people, okay? These are heroes, okay? And not all heroes wear capes, right? I mean, it's literally over the top. These are literally screenshots from the back office of the top producers. These numbers are over the top. But I want to show you something, okay? What you want to do, though, always, okay, is you want to build 10 wide, okay? You want to build 10 wide. If you want to be a team leader, you want to have your team leader solid foundation, okay? Your solid foundation is 10 senior managers wide. Now, how many senior managers do you need to actually hit the rank? 3, okay? So you might have 3 or 4 or 5 and hit team leader, but you still want to have your 10 wide of senior managers. Why? Because it's not about hitting a rank. It's about making a lot of what? Money, okay? And now some of you are like, well, I don't want to make a lot of money, Tim. I know people that have a lot of money that have a lot of problems, okay? Look, I know broke people with problems too, okay? So I don't think the money is what gives them the problems. What I'm going to tell you is to make a lot of money anyway so you can help other people do it, right? You can't help somebody speak a language you don't speak. You can't help somebody do something that you don't necessarily know how to do, right? If you don't know how to swim, you're going to be a very poor swim instructor. So realize, I want you to go, when you hit team leader, you might hit team leader with 3 or 4 or 5 legs, but you want to keep going until you got 10 legs of senior managers. This is the solid foundation. 10, everybody can sponsor 10, okay? I did a call with the last week with the Chinese leaders, and I said, everybody can get 10 because it takes 10 people to carry a casket, right? So we all have to have 10 friends. Somebody's like, I don't have 10 friends. Well, you need to join a club or something, okay? Because you need 10 people to carry a casket. So you know what? You need to make sure you have 10 friends, okay? But here's the deal. You might hit team leader, like I said, with 3 or 4 legs, but you still want to make sure you have that rock solid foundation, okay? This is the beginning of a sponsor monster, okay? Every sponsor monster has their 10 legs of senior managers, okay? You can't be a sponsor monster without 10 legs of senior managers, okay? Obviously, that's an automatic, right? You want to have your 10 legs of sponsor, and this is right here what it takes to be a sponsor monster. Now, you might need to enroll 20 people to get 10 senior managers, but the first thing you want to do is to get 10 people started, okay? Get 10 people started. That is the solid foundation, okay? Now, some of those people might get started and they might just want to become users of the product, or maybe just get a handful of customers and never become a senior manager. However, if you can build 10 solid senior manager legs, you are going to be off to the races, man. I promise you that. That's what you want to do. You want to be a top producing team leader. You don't want to just hit it and be like, I'm a team leader, check out my shiny pin. You know, this pin is awesome. I got a pin that says I'm a team leader. I'm great. That's not what we're doing it for. Okay. We're doing it so our income goes to the roof, man. So you want to build your 10 legs to senior managers. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk right now about how to create that sponsor monster mindset. Okay. This is the sponsor monster mindset. Okay. First thing is what? Sponsor monsters look at everybody as they say, help me on their forehead. Okay. Sponsor monsters look at everyone as they have help me written on their forehead. Okay. When they look at people, they see them with help me on their forehead. They want to help everybody out. They believe in this opportunity and they want to make sure that they let everybody be a part of it. They don't want to leave anybody behind. So one thing you want to do is you want to have that sponsor monster mindset that says, man, I am going to help people right now like never before. Number two, right? Sponsor monsters know that every person you share the Remon with is like opening up a gift, whether it's a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or whatever. Every time you open up share the opportunity, you're opening up a Christmas gift. So you want to be sharing the business with as many people as possible, right? Why? Because every time you open it, what happens? You never know what you're going to get. You might get the next director, senior director, national director. So every time you introduce somebody the opportunity, you don't know what's in their heart. And it's like opening up a gift. Here's what sponsor monsters understand, okay? Sponsor monsters understand you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. And they also understand you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So just talk to people, right? Just talk to people. That's what sponsor monsters understand. Sponsor monsters are like, look, you know what? I know I can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I can't say the right thing to the wrong person. I just got to talk to more people. Some are going to say yes. Some are going to say no, right? Let's just go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sponsor monsters understand the more you say, the more they judge. The less you say, the less they judge, right? They know not to fire hose people, okay? You want to do more and say less. Fire hosing somebody is like, imagine someone comes to your house and they want a glass of water and you break out a fire hose, okay? Too much, right? You want to just give them a little, give them give them a little bit, get them to the next event, get them to the next event, get them to the next event, whether that's a pop-up, whether that's an opportunity presentation, whether that's an orientation, whatever, you want to move them along those bases, right? That's what obviously sponsor monsters get. Now, here's what sponsor monsters all do, right? They talk to more people. TTMP, talk to more people. People are like, what do you do? Talk to more people. What do I need to do? Talk to more people. What do I need to do? Talk to more people. Literally, talk to more people, okay? That's literally what we do. We are in the word of mouth advertising business. If we're in the word of mouth advertising business, what do you think we need to do? Flap our lips, right? Because our lips are paid for, right? So here's what I want to share with you. This is how sponsor monsters think, okay? Sponsor monsters know that people are going to be more impressed by their height of enthusiasm than the depth of their knowledge, right? They know that excitement is caught, not taught, right? So they just light themselves on fire and they're fired up about the opportunity. And as a result of that, people are attracted to sponsor monsters, right? Because they're on fire. Here's what I'll tell you about sponsor monsters, right? They understand that successful inviting is based on timing, not talent. So they talk to somebody and they say, no, no means not now. Ask me again, right? No means, hey, look, you know what? I don't have enough information. That's what they understand. You got to make sure no matter what, you give people the opportunity to be able to know what they're saying no to. You got to KNOW, know what you're saying no to. So I don't let people say no until they know what they're saying no to, right? You got to look at this. I'm not going to feel right if I don't make sure you look at this, okay? Here's what sponsor monsters do. They spend 1 minute with 100 people. They don't spend 100 minutes with one person, all right? They understand you fish with a fishing pole, not with a bat, all right? That's really such a good thing for you to understand. Here's another thing that sponsor monsters get. This is the mindset of a sponsor monster. They know that professionals sort, amateurs convince. So they're just flipping through a deck of cards looking for the aces. They know there's 4 aces in a deck of 52. They don't care if it's a jack. They don't talk to the jack and say, pull together, you can be an ace. All they do is they just keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on, keep on flipping over cards, talking to people, talking to people, talking to people. They get to talking to people to talk to more people, okay? Here's what I'll tell you. Sponsor monsters understand this, right? They know that facts tell and stories sells. So they love to collect stories, right? That's why sponsor monsters, you'll see them always getting on the Zooms because they want to get all the stories so they have it in their arsenal, right? And here's the big thing you'll notice about sponsor monsters is they have the mindset that says some will, some won't, so what, so who's next, right? They know that some are going to say yes, some are going to say no. Who's the next person? They're looking for the next person because they're so fired up and excited about the opportunity that guess what they want to do? They want to talk to everybody, right? And then obviously they build with expectations, okay? They understand sponsor monsters build with expectancy, right? They know that they're going to win. They know that they're going to find people. They know that there's people out there that are looking for a chance, that are looking for a change, and they feel a feeling of responsibility. Sponsor monsters feel not just a responsibility, but an obligation. You see that? To talk to people, right? I love that about sponsor monsters. So here's the third thing about sponsor monsters of the 5 secrets. The sponsor monsters, okay, understand timing. They understand that there's 4 stages to timing. The formulation stage, the concentration stage, the momentum stage, and the stability stage. Here's what I'll tell you. The formulation stage, like the first 12 to 24 months, groundwork phase, putting things together, and when there's hurdles, embrace them, right? And the concentration stage typically lasts. Is that how you spell typically? No, dude, it's a Y, right? I don't know. Maybe it is right. Who knows? Anyways, if it's supposed to be, I don't know how to spell it. If I spell typically wrong, go ahead and, you know what, laugh and say, well, you know what? This guy doesn't know how to spell. Okay. You guys got to realize I didn't graduate high school. Okay. I'm not a very smart guy. I just am a sponsor monster. So typically the concentration stage lasts from 12 to 24 months. Okay. And this is the establishment phase. This is where you attract and develop leaders, right? You sift through leaders. You focus on phase one activity. Momentum is about 12 to 36 months. That's where explosive growth happens, okay? Massive recognition of your team. You want to be focusing on recognition during momentum stage. And then the stability is after the momentum stage. It's a proven opportunity. There's incredible success stories. You want to remain humble and be smart with your new wealth because you're going to be wealthy in the stability stage. So you want to realize that these are the 4 stages of a network marketing company. And sponsor monsters know that 95 of the $1 million earners get started in the formulation and concentration stage. Okay. Here's what they know. The momentum stage is where 95% of the $1 million earners earn their millions of dollars. So the money's made in the momentum stage, but they get the leaders that make that money get started in the formulation and concentration stage. The reason why sponsor monsters are running so hard right now is because they know that right now we're in that concentration stage. This is the time right now where everybody's running so hard because they know that this moment in time will never be recreated again. This moment in time will never be duplicated again. So everybody right now that's a sponsor monster is building wide like never before because they know that if they can attract the right people right now and get them started before we hit momentum, they have the opportunity to be able to have some of these, $1 million earners in their organization. And because of our matching bonus, there's a lot of wealth that can be generated because of timing. So the key is to understand right now is the best time. We've never seen a time like this. This is the best time ever where you want to be running harder than ever before. So sponsor monsters understand timing, okay? They understand timing. Now, let me share with you something. Sponsor monsters are obsessed with phase one activity, okay? And I'm going to talk about what phase one activity is, okay? The phase one activity, and we call it the Thompson rule. Larry Thompson came up with these rules a long time ago that it called the 5, right? You got the 5, 15, right? And the 80%, okay? And I'm going to break it down. And I'm going to break it down first as like the gym, right? You got the people in the gym that go there that literally when they walk into the gym and they're trying to kill themselves in there, okay? They hit the gym like, 5 to 7 times a week. I mean, they're just, sometimes they'll hit it twice a day. They're incredible. Like, you ever seen these people? You're like, damn, dude, I see this person in the morning and night, whatever. They're out of this world. They want to look like a fitness model, right? That's the top 5%. Then you got 15% of people that just want to lose weight and get toned, right? And they go to the gym maybe 3 times a week. Then you got the people, the 80%ers that maybe go to the gym once a week, maybe hit, maybe walk around the block a couple times, right? Maybe speed walk though, right? That's 80% of the people out there, right? And sometimes you're in the 80%, sometimes you're in the 15%, sometimes you're in the 5%, meaning your activities, right? Meaning your activities. You might be hitting the gym up like a maniac, and then other things might come up in your life, and you might be a 15%er. You might be an 80%er. And then you got the inactive people, right? These are the people that don't care about fitness, right? They're just sitting at home stuffing their faces, okay? They've stopped going to the gym. So these are the 4 different areas, and you might go in between them, right? You might be inactive. You might be a 5%er sometimes, 50. You know what I mean? Not all the time you're at one of these stages, okay? And it's no difference in network marketing, okay? There's no difference in network marketing. Let me explain. You got 5% of the people. These are the people that want to make 500, 1,000 a day. They're always in phase one activity, right? They're always phase one activity, which means what? Being in front of people, right? Talking to people, right? That's 5% activity. They're talking, they're talking about 10 people plus a day. Then you got your 15%ers, right? Those are the people that are just like the gym, right? They might hit the gym a little bit. They're talking to like three to 5, like 5 people a day, right? They're doing a moderate amount of phase one activity, okay? And you can tell what stage you're in when you go to your back office. It'll tell you how many new planners you've enrolled in this month. So if you look back last month, how many new planners did you enroll? And it'll tell you, are you a 5% or 15%er? Or an 80%er, or maybe you're an active, right? 80% of the people, they want to make 500,000 a month. And they share a couple times a day. And then you have inactive people, right? They're not in phase one activity. So if you haven't signed up anybody in the last 30 days, you might be in that inactivity stage. You might want to get over into one of the 80, 15, or 5 stages. That's where you want to live, right? If you want to be if you want to be a 5%er, it's a lot of phase one activity. You can't like sit on the couch and hope that you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the late 70s, right? You're not going to be, jacked out of your mind if you're not doing the work, right? And same with its business, right? You see people that are making a fortune, they're doing a lot of phase one activity. You look at the top 10 directors, I told you earlier, they averaged 72.5 recruits personally. So they're sponsor monsters, right? So what I'm telling you right now is you got to understand, where are you at? Okay. Let's talk about what phase one looks like. Okay. Sponsor monsters are obsessed with phase one activity, right? They're doers, right? They're the ones sharing the remount opportunity, leading by example, excited, attractive, right? They're attracting people, their business is growing, right? And then people in phase two, that basic, anything other than phase one, you basically see you later, right? You got to get back into phase one activity. Phase one activities are overseeing the doers, right? They start managing people. You can become successful in management mode, because if you're in management mode, your team will go into management mode. Your team is going to follow what you do. That sponsor monsters understand that. They're afraid of phase two. Sponsor monsters live in fear of phase two. They don't ever want to stop getting out of phase one, because they know that the organization is going to do the same thing. So when you're no longer in phase one, you're not leading by example. You're right. You start to complain a little bit, right? You're not attractive. Your business is not growing anymore. Okay. Because you're not in phase one activity. Then when you get into phase three activity, oh my goodness gracious. Now you're overseeing the overseers of the doers. You're literally got one foot out, right? You're looking at other opportunities. You're looking for a shiny object. You're like, oh my God, there's got to be a better opportunity out there, because I'm not making a lot of money. Well, you're not doing phase one activity. So of course your organization, your business should be declining if you're in phase three, right? You got to stay in phase one. You guys have all read, my favorite book of all time, Your First Year Network Marketing. I think everybody's read this book by now. What does that book talk about? Sponsor monster, man. You got to be front line, always building frontline recruits, always doing it. And what happens when you're in phase three is you complain, you're negative, you're unattractive. Your business starts to decline. And then phase four is goodness gracious. Holy smokes. You're overseeing the overseers, the doers, man. You're managing people in phase three. You complain nonstop. There is nothing exciting to you, right? Somebody goes, oh my God, my team's, I have a complainer on my team. Well, dude, they've been out of phase one for 6 months. Of course, they're in phase four now. They complain nonstop. They're angry. They're ugly, right? When I talk about attractive, not attractive, unattractive, and ugly, I'm not talking about appearance-wise. I'm talking about attitude-wise. Their business in phase four, your business you're killing yourself. Sponsor monsters get this. That's why they live in phase one. They live in phase one, right? I live in phase one. I don't ever get out of phase one activity. Why? Because that's where all the money's at, right? If I'm always sponsoring new people, what is my team doing? Doing the same thing. So you want to always be in phase one if you want to have success, okay? And that's just sponsor monster, right? Now, here's the last thing. This is the fifth one. Sponsor monsters understand they've got to build event to event. Sponsor monsters know that because they're building so many people. They've got to get their people to an event so the light bulbs can be lifted in their mind. So sponsor monsters get this, right? This is 3 lessons my mentor taught me about conventions, right? You want to get 10 legs of leaders at the convention, okay? Now, you might only have 5 or 6 at this convention. That's okay. Whatever it is what it is. I would encourage you to sponsor a couple more and get them there. That would be the smart thing to do. But whatever, you're going to do the best you can do. But next event, you want to make sure no matter what, you get 10 legs. I'm telling you, it's not too late. You can get 10 legs there. Number 2 is this. Okay, now this isn't an exact math, but I've never seen it not work. Okay, if you want to make 100,000 a year income, get 100 people to convention. Get 100 people to convention. If you get 100 people at convention, that's where you're going to earn that 6-figure income. Now, if it's in one leg, obviously, you know what? You didn't have 100 people there. One of your team did, right? You want to get a balanced organization, but you want to get 100 people to convention. And I'm telling you, that'll solidify a 6-figure income. Now, can you make a 6-figure income with only having 50? Of course. But what I'm saying is, if you have 100 people there, you're locked in. You're good to go, right? You're gonna get that big residual income. Now, if you want to make a 7-figure income, get 1,000 people convention. Okay, that'll get. Now you might get to a 7-figure income with maybe 700, 600, 500 people at the convention, but you still want to push it for that 1,000. You get 1,000 people at the convention. 7 figures, you don't even have to worry about it, right? It's a guaranteed. So the convention is where the leaders are made. That's how you develop leaders. That's where the light bulbs go off. Okay. Sponsor monsters get that better than anybody. They know that they've got to get people to the event if they want their organization to grow, right? You want to make sure that you get all your team to the event because that's where you're going to have, that's how you're going to make a fortune, right? Let's talk a little bit about this. Let's wrap this thing up. Right now, you got to get call to action, right? You want to get everybody registered for roadmap, right? Register yourself, register everybody for roadmap, get your plane tickets, book, get your hotel book, lock it in. Best investment you ever make is an investment in yourself. 5 guests, no matter what, on the Monday overview. You want to get guests on that Monday overview. I'm challenging you right now. It's not about can or can, it's about will or won't, right? What I want to, biggest thing is everybody's got to be thinking right now, I want to recruit 3 new planners in the next 7 days. Because if I get 3 new planners in the next 7 days, they're going to have time to run for the 3X bonus as well. But if I wait till the last week to get my 3 new planners in, they're not going to have an adequate amount of time. That's why right now the recruiting numbers are so high. Everybody's like, why are the recruiting numbers so high right now in the organization? Everybody's recruiting like crazy, right? I was just talking to Chris Kim about this yesterday. And I said, because everybody on our team is so smart, they understand they want to get their people started now. They want to recruit their people now. Our whole team gets this. They want to recruit 3 people now so they have the opportunity to be able to help them get that bonus as well. And then obviously we're going to all qualify for the 3X promotion. And then if you haven't hit team leader yet, get team leader wrapped up in August. This moment in time is never going to be recreated again. This moment in time will never be duplicated again. What would happen in your mind and your heart if you made a decision right now to go all in? Think about it. What would happen? What would happen if you decided right now to say, you know what? I'm going to flip that script. I'm going to turn into a sponsor monster. What would happen? Think about it. What would happen? Nothing bad's going to happen to you if you decide, look, man, I'm going to become a sponsor monster. I'm just going to go wild. Think about it. Only good things are going to happen to you. So what I'm challenging you to do is to step up. Now, I'm not telling you go sponsor 100 like some of those wild people. I'm telling you, let's go for 10. Now, you might only be able to get to 5 this month or whatever. All I'm asking you to do is to get a vision. You got to be able to visualize yourself. You got to be able to say, you know what? I can do it. I can make it happen, right? I've got what it takes to become a success. I've got what it takes to be able to win big. It's just your heart. Doesn't make a difference how look, I'm in the beauty industry. I'm a dude. I'm an ugly dude in the beauty industry, and I'm having success. Why? Because it doesn't matter that I'm a dude in the beauty industry, and my heart's on fire because I know that I got my hands on a gold mine, and I want to share with everybody. And I know that I got the best products. I know I got the best opportunity, and I want to tell everybody about it. That's it. Like, you just got to decide right now, hey, look, I can do this. I can make it happen. And then once you decide that you can do it, you got to make a decision right now to say, look, I am going to do it. I am going to make it happen. I'm going all in. I'm going to give it everything that I got. I'm going to give it everything that I got. I'm going to make a commitment in my mind. You know what? You want to be thinking to yourself, man, I'm going to make a commitment in my heart. I'm going all in. This moment in time will never be recreated again. And I'm going to make it happen, man. I'm going to change my family tree forever. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? And if not this, then what? Think about it. What would happen if you just transformed into a sponsor monster? What would happen to your organization? Your team would be lit on fire. You'd be so attractive. People are like, oh my God, you're so excited. And people just want to be around you. You got to think like, go back to 100 Acre Woods. Go back to 100 Acre Woods. Some of you are like, what is 100 Acre Woods? Man, I'm talking about Christopher Robin. I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh. I'm telling you, man, you got to be Tigger. You got to be Tigger. Don't be Eeyore. You got to be Tigger, man. You got to be bouncing around, fired up like never before. And people are like, oh my God, I want to be around you. So think about it. What does you on fire look like? What does you with an eye gaze that says, I'm up to something? Do you want to join me? What does that version of you look like? What would happen if you just lit yourself on fire, man? And you stepped away from your fear. You stepped away from your doubts. You stepped away from your self-imposed limitations and said, I'm going all in. I'm going to give it everything that I got. Man, this is my time. This is my chance. I'm going to put my blinders on, man. I'm going to have what they call rhino vision. Rhinoceroses are incredible creatures. Think about it. A rhinoceros has no peripheral vision. They can't see left or right. All they can see is what's in front of them. Think about that. Think about a rhinoceros can run 30 miles an hour for a long time. Think about if a rhinoceros locks in on you, you're in trouble. Because a rhino can't see anything else. What would happen if you got rhino vision? Think about what would happen if you turned into a rhino. Rhinos, you try to shoot a rhino, you better have a rhino bullet because they have like 6-inch thick skin right there on their shoulder blades. Woo! You can't stop a rhino. Somebody goes, well, I just climb a tree, Tim. Well, they put a horn on them. God was like, let's put a horn on these guys. Let's put a horn on them. You know what I mean? Knock a dang tree down, right? So all I'm telling you is this, man, let's catch rhino vision. Don't worry, rhino's not going to eat you. Rhinos don't eat people. They just eat vegetarians. They're vegetarian. They're vegan, man, so we're good. But they won't. We don't want to get stomped on them, though. They'll stomp on us. What I'm telling you right now is this. You can do it. You can make it happen. But you got to decide right now. You got to decide right now. If not now, then when? What would happen if you made a decision right now in your mind and your heart to say, look, this is my time. This is my chance. I'm going to give it everything that I got. I'm going all in, man. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to step up. I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to talk to everybody that I know. I'm going to start playing tag like never before, man. I'm going to let everybody find out about this Remount opportunity. I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to keep quiet about this, man. I got an obligation. I got a responsibility to share this with people, and I'm going to let everybody find out about this Remount opportunity. I'm going to help everybody look better, man. I'm going to help everybody make more money. I'm going to help everybody change their life. This moment in time will never happen again. And I'm asking you right now, what does you on a mission look like? With an eye gaze that says, man, I'm up to something. What does that version of you look like? What's the best version of you? I'm asking you, why not be that person right now? Why not make a decision in our heart right now to say, this is it. This is my time. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to turn myself into a sponsor monster. I'm going to help more people succeed. This is it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's go all in right now. Let's decide. Let's make it happen. Let's step up. I cannot wait for the convention, man. We're going to have so much fun in Vegas. Let's get as many people there as we possibly can. Let's get new people started. Let's qualify for the 3X. Let's go to the top together. Thanks for dialing in. I hope you guys got some great information tonight. God bless you guys. See you guys at the top. Let's make it happen, everybody. Woo, man.